Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Today, it's going to be a match, a 2v2 match, in fact, here on Space, which is the fastest map ever map. It's gonna be NaDa and Light versus HamburgerSasu and Shin. Top right-hand corner from team number 1 is going to be the blue Zerg player. It's going to be Lost in Space, other known as Light. Who's off racing here is Zerg. He is a Terran player, but by golly, his Protoss is really good, so I assume his Zerg is probably very good as well. And then his teammate down south here, it is the Terran player. He is red, he is NaDa, which again, NaDa was one of the best Terran players of all time in Brood War. I mean, just, we'll read his resume in a minute. And then the other team, a very excellent fastest map player in the south here, he is HamburgerSasu. He's the white Zerg player. And then team Protoss on the other side here is Shin. All right, so 2v2 here, sent to me by RJB of RJB StarCraft Casts. Love this guy. I'll link to him in the description. He deserves some love for sure, but yeah, man. I mean, if you thought NaDa was dead, I can't really blame you. I've been able to find any replays from him forever, but apparently he streams a bunch and just casts fastest map games. So, where he's playing, sometimes there are 3v5 games where 3 like professional players go up against 5 lesser players, and that can be pretty fun. I might toss one of those up on the channel in the future as well, but this is going to be a ton of fun here. All right, man, so Light's in the mix. He might just we'll see how he does in this game, but bottom line, what does this say here? He is obviously a Korean Terran, known for being one of the most accomplished Brood War players of all time, with a total of 6 major title victories, including 3 KPGA tours in a row in 2002 and subsequently winning 3 on-game net star leagues over the following years, earning him the nickname Genius Terran. He achieved the highest KESPA score of any player before it was rescaled, and holds the record for longest stay in KESPA's top 30 at 87 months, beginning in March 2002 and ending in May 2009. So, man, it's been a while since he's been super elite, but by golly, he was so good. And is still super good. Like, you just don't lose it. You're still a stupid good player at StarCraft if you played it that long and at that level. So here we go. Lings are out from HamburgerSasu. Going to try to threaten, well, they're setting a contain on NaDa here, actually. Throwing up some cannons. Oh, yeah, those are definitely cannons. Got some zealots in the mix here, too, trying to do some stuff. Lings are out from Light. Again, he's off racing. We'll see what he can do with this. He's definitely tossing up a sunken colony back here. Yeah, sunken colony to defend it against any zealot Ling harass, because that's definitely what the other team is up to. And as soon as these cannons come up, it's going to be really hard for Light to do any kind of help for his teammate up north, or sorry, for NaDa to do any help for his teammate up north, Light. So keep an eye on that one. That's a good number of Lings dancing about. More Lings coming. Oh, those are Lings actually. Those are Light Lings checking that corner, trying to see where his opponents are. And now he's going to find it. He's going to find it here and actually keep some pressure off of himself by coming on in. And maybe trying to get some stuff done. There we go. Light trying to get some stuff done here, but now too many Lings and Zealots are present. Really shouldn't get anything accomplished. And let's just try not to lose too many Lings here, huh? Oh, there's 1. Ah, there's 2, and there's 3. I think I have to blame that on pathing, perhaps. Yeah, that was a little bit, it's a bad number. Oh, these Lings all died to Zealots pushing here, too, from Shin. Oh, he was trying to defend. He was. He's got sunken coming up right now. Does that mess up his gas gathering? Maybe it does, but priority here is staying alive. Thank you for asking. The Zealots go right for it. Never mind, they see. There's 3 sunkens here. That's not good for us 4 Zealots. However, with enough Lings here, oh, they jump right on the spawning pool. They're going to take that sucker down. The Zealots are absorbing shots. Lings of Lights are here to defend as well. But that's just too much Ling. That is too much Ling. And the spawning pool does end up going down. All 3 Sunken survive, which is nice, but it does slow down Light's ability to do anything. He can't make Sunkens and he can't make Lings without that spawning pool. But guess what? NaDa's here. NaDa's playing TVP rather. He's got his vultures out, he's got his tanks, he's researching siege mode, and it's almost done here at 4 minutes. So he knows what's up. NaDa's just, you know, biding his time, trying to get rid of this gateway that's been a little bit of an annoyance thus far. But now siege mode is done, and the Lings try to jump in here, but there's too many vultures. Yeah, too many vultures and a tank here to shove that away. So, good try, but I think your contain is done here, Shin. It was a good effort to kill NaDa early, kind of just walling him in here, but I guess who just rushed to tanks really fast? Yeah. It was NaDa. Meanwhile, Light jumps in with a bunch of Lings. Oh, snap. HamburgerSasu. Drone count 16. Not looking good here. Fighting Lings against drones is horrible. Oh, these numbers, though. Yeah, Sasu is down to 7. 7 drones, thanks to this handy-dandy worker count that is really new to the StarCraft Remastered scene, by the way. I love it, by the way. It's like my favorite thing about StarCraft right now is this worker count. Makes things so much easier. All right, so that was rough. Sasu's down to 7 drones. I don't know where he comes back on this at all. But at the end of the day, I mean, NaDa is sitting here at 60 supply. It's 19 and 16 for the 2 Zergs because it is rough being a Zerg in fastest map, it turns out. I mean, it's rougher being a Terran unless you're NaDa, in which case you are a god of StarCraft and you're totally okay. Not worrying about it here is NaDa. But yeah, Singularity Charge coming in from our one Protoss player who happens to be named Shin. Lings cruising on in, but there are 2 cannons and that means the Lings are dead. Yeah, Light not particularly keeping his dudes alive. The range on that attack was ginormous. What was that? Anyway, NaDa is protecting Light from future death by throwing up a ton of spider mines and throwing vultures in a defensive position, trying to allow him just to drone up a bunch. He is throwing up a bunch of macro hatcheries, which I'm down with. A bunch of factories here too. Starport on the way. That's going to be for a dropship. And an engineering bay, probably for missile turrets, as I think we're just going to mech it all the way here from NaDa. Now, we got a handful of Lings and a bunch of Protoss here for Sasu and Shin. We'll see what they can accomplish. But again, Hamburger is down to 18 workers. I guess he took a lead. Took a lead over Light, which is nice. Good for him. But that is a dropship. Where are you going, dropship? We'll keep an eye on you. We'll watch you on the mini-map. You're red, so you're easier to see than some of the other colors on this map. And, oh, I was going to say, he doesn't have an observer, but the Overlord is providing vision and detection, more importantly, for these Dragoons. Look who's heading south down here. Oh, yeah. He's like, hey, man, you want to clear out that spider mine field? I'm going to come down here and maybe wipe out every single one of your drones. Maybe. Just kidding. NaDa thinks better of it. Heads down to the bottom right, maybe to check for a sneaky hatch. Just generally just getting away from these Dragoons at this point. Up! Tanks are sieging up! Here we go! How many kills? 18 kills! 9 kills! Yeah! Okay. Yeah. Shin is down to 13 probes. He was doing pretty well. He was doing pretty well, but I think he lost at least 10, maybe 15 during that siege tank attack. Blah, 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 blah. That was rough. That is rough stuff, man. So yeah, the early attack on Light did hurt him, but Team NaDa and Light have managed to kind of get back in this thing by killing a bunch of workers from their opponents and evening the score just a little bit. Loving this. All right, so NaDa just terrifyingly making all of the vultures and all of the tanks in the known StarCraft universe. Just slowing down the Dragoons from being able to push in here by throwing down spider mine after spider mine after spider mine and actually dragging them into tank range just a little bit. These tanks can cover this path for a certain level, which would be pretty dang cool. What is... Overlord tries to come in and dies to missile turret and Goliath. Good combination there. Once again, Lings are here. Mutas are here because HamburgerSasu is, again, an excellent fastest map player. He's recovered pretty well. For only being on 20 drones here. Yeah, the Mutas are engaging. Oh, the Vultures do not quite like what they're seeing, but they're going after only 2 Dragoons here. It's all right. They're going to win that thing. The Vultures are in trouble just because the Mutalisks exist. Blah, 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 blah. And yeah, basically it's saying, NaDa, if you want to go for a Vulture tank play, I'll just go Mutalisk. And we'll call it good. Hydra's popping out right now from Light, trying to defend himself at this stage of the game. Are we pushing in? My golly, they are. Shin is getting some stuff done here, guys. He's seriously getting some stuff done. This repair on the bunker is kind of incredible. Tanks are popping out and getting focused down. Hydras and Vultures coming in to deal with these Dragoons. The Mutalisks are a good answer to the... Or rather, the Mutas are a bad answer. The Hydras are a good answer to the Mutalisks. As more and more Hydras are being made. This is my favorite thing to do in all of StarCraft, to just mass-produce Hydralisks. It's not going super well, though, for those Hydralisks. Okay, the Mutalisks still alive. Trickling in 4 or 5 Hydras at a time is not going to work for you, Light, as it turns out. All that stuff is dead. And NaDa's taken some serious damage. He's going to lose a couple tanks back here. It looks like at least one. That guy gets pinned into a corner. Ends up going down. Spider Mine takes down 2 Dragoons. Gets some splash damage on the other side there as well. The chaos is real here in this fastest map ever game. Goliath's trying desperately to get in there. Not really working. Dragging the Zealots back into the Spider Mine field. The Mutas don't care about your Spider Mines because they are flying units. Thank you for asking. They do care about being outnumbered by Hydralisks, though, as it turns out. So we've got 10 here. It's a pretty good number of Mutas. That really should allow a bit of some droning up here. And yes, Hamburger is droning up. He's up to 29 workers, which is pretty much where Light is right now. Fire mines. Kabah, kabah, kabah. What are we killing? Oh, another Overlord goes down. So now the Goliath production has begun. It recognizes the mutas are going to be a serious threat. This is kind of scary from NaDa, though, but again, he's not one of the best StarCraft players in all time for nothing. The tanks are dealing with the Zealots and the Dragoons pretty well. The Goliaths are dealing with the Mutalisks to a certain extent here, too. The bunker is pretty great. And these Hydras of Light are kind of holding their own as well. Although, I don't know, man. Mass Hydra versus these Mutalisks and this Protoss force. He doesn't like it. He's dragging back to where there are some Spider Mines to protect him. More mutas are on the way here from Hamburger. And this drop's been sitting here for some time. This is not a drop anymore, as both of the tanks ended up dead, so that's totally cool. And now setting up a contain on Light with cannons. Seems a little bit late for that, but I don't know. That's going to be broken. There's no way this finishes. The Hydras get in here. I guess you just go maybe after the pylon. He's not really worried about the pylon. He's trying to focus down these cannons. At the same time, Zealot's running up the right side and just getting massacred. And is he going to let the cannons come up? He knows to focus the pylon. He's just not doing it. Muta's saying, get out of here. Let us set up the contain. Oh, it's a lot of Mutalisks out of HamburgerSasu. He's at 101 supply. He's second only to NaDa right now in total overall supply. NaDa has more workers than HamburgerSasu does, but that means the army is bigger for Hamburger. Basic math indicates that is definitely the case. That is so many Mutalisks. So many just mass mutas here. I mean, Irradiate would be your play, right? If you're NaDa here, you're going to go for a science facility. That'd be cool, but actually not doing that, strangely enough. Science vessels are pretty good, both. Science vessels are pretty good against both Protoss and Zerg, so I'm surprised he's not going for that quite yet. Oh, there we go. There's a science facility. Where is it, though? Here it is, just south of the starport. Okay, fair enough then. That makes a lot of sense. All right, mutas are covering the cannons until they finish. Very nicely done. Dragoons making sure tanks can't move out without sieging up first and getting some stuff done that way. This is just mass Hydra, which, okay, pretty good against cannons, generally. Looking at +1 attack on those guys. The mutas have no upgrades. The tanks are sitting on +1 attack. And the Protoss is sitting on no upgrades for their ground units. So the upgrades are definitely favoring Team Captain America here with NaDa and Light. Mutas dancing on into a handful of Hydralisks. Is he just trying to snipe down this lair? He sure is. I don't know about this, man. Is he going to get it? He's going to lose a lot of Mutalisks, but I think he's going to get it. Alright, snipes the lair and then just gets the heck out of there. So it's annoying, but... oh, it's so many mutas. It's annoying, but not game-ending here for Light by any stretch. You can't replace it because it's too close to the minerals, but these other hatches should cover it no problem. The mutaflock is still really big. Like, it's so big, I can't even... oh, you know what? Maybe it's not as big. Maybe 15... maybe 18 or so. Something along those lines. Queen's in production with Ensnare now from HamburgerSasu. The mutas are trying to engage here, but yep, Irradiate is being researched. It is not being researched. Mutas end up dead there. And again, the contain is real here. Although the tanks are pushing out, as tanks are wont to do against this kind of stuff. Dragoons are trying to engage here without getting in range of the tanks too much. That wasn't too bad. And the mutas dart in, deciding there aren't many Goliaths here. Let's make sure this tank count is as low as it needs to be. Hydras are forced to push into this cannon wall without being able to get a concave on them, which totally sucks. There's not much splash damage here, despite the fact that there's the blue glowy stuff. These are not Valkyries, these are Goliaths, and yet they are hitting really hard. Again, if they're +1 attack, +1 armor is done for the air units for the mutas, though. And the Hydras are at 1-1 now. The Hydras are all dead, but guess who's coming in? Another round of Hydralisks pushing out with the tanks. And the Goliaths getting range on these mutas. I'm not sure mutas are what you're going to want to be doing here, but HamburgerSasu is making 19 mutalisks at a time. See, he's ensnaring. Okay, all right. Ensnare does slow down attack speed as well as movement speed of these units. Kind of like that idea. Not a bad ensnare, if you ask me. Oh, those mutas are still just popping in all the time. 8 more mutas in production. HamburgerSasu is sitting at 146 supply, which is the most supply of anybody right now, and he has 80 drones, which is the most workers of anybody. I'm telling you, HamburgerSasu is really good at fastest map. It's kind of a different skill set compared to regular style Brood War, as it is a use map settings kind of a thing here, although a little bit, not like crazy use map settings. Anyway, hey, is Storm done? Shin wishes Storm was done. If it's not done, we'll see. I don't know if he'd have this many Templar if he didn't have it against all of these Hydralisks that are kind of holding the middle right now. Yeah, Team Captain America has managed to sneak in and take middle effectively. NaDa and Light sitting pretty happily at 137 and 169 supply. Can't believe everybody's managed to macro up as well as they have with all of the aggression they've been putting on and all of the aggression they've been defending against here. Got some Scourge to deal with Science Vessels is my guess. I'm trying to push through here is just rough because of all the storm that's going to exist with all these High Templars that we see. Well, the mutas are thinking about coming in here and maybe wiping out Command Center. Going for the snipe over here too, and if a Science Vessel comes over, they just Scourge it down, right? Probably the intent. Yeah, they're going for it, man. There's the Irradiate, though. There's the Irradiate. That's really big stuff. Trying to split that up. Oh, this is gonna... He infested Terran command centers. The command center. Oh, that's beautiful. So many mutas die in the meantime, though. And going forward on the other side, here comes the Hamburger. He's Zealot attacking on, and he's storming on these Hydralisks. Does he have enough? It doesn't look like he's enough Protoss. He was trying, but it didn't work out all that well. God, I love this. I love that he infested that command center. For that, I think you win the game, Hamburger. But unfortunately, Hyders are darting in right now. Defensive Hyders are not a problem for Hamburger, though. He's able to handle that no problem whatsoever. His worker count is severely down. I'm trying to decide. I don't know. I don't know if he intentionally killed them or if there was a drop that I missed, but there's a lot of stuff going on in this game. Still there, though. We are still here. There's a combination of Hydra Goliath tank pushing in on Hamburger right now, and he can have all the best macro in the world, but once your production facilities are under fire like this, it is a bad situation to be in, lads. Incredibly difficult situation to be in. Meanwhile, Hamburger's trying to help. He's producing 9 Zealots and 4 Dragoons at a time. He's not worried about breaking and holding the middle. He's trying to keep his teammate alive, but this is just so much right now. 17 total drones for Hamburger. Where are they going? Are they being... I'm very confused by this. They're being focused down? Maybe they're being focused down by tank fire at this point. But Zealots and Dragoons trying to clear this out, trying to get rid of Nadi's units, trying to get rid of Light's units. Can they do it? Ling's popping out at the same time, trying to deal with the Dragoons. That way, the Hydras are standing strong. And more Terran units are coming in here as well. Can the Hydras hold long enough? I don't know. HamburgerSasu down to 8 drones in some extremely strange way. Maybe there was an Irradiate that happened. Look at this. Science Vessel tries to come in. It's not enough. These Dragoons defending. All right. It was not enough for Team Captain America to shut this down, but it does not bode well overall. 28 supply for HamburgerSasu. And when you're in a 2v2 and you're at 28 supply, it is rough sledding for everybody. Yeah, man. Tanks, I mean, this is just... I think that's it. I guess some Guardians do come in, though, for about 10 seconds. And then they're going to die to these Goliaths for the most part, if I had to guess. But yeah, Guardians, man. You see Guardians in these fastest map games sometimes. It is a good time for sure. Yeah, I mean, these Goliaths are really just... We're not worried about Guardians at all. We were specifically given an upgrade in Brood War to deal with Guardians, because they didn't really have an answer previously in StarCraft. StarCraft 1, and that's it. HamburgerSasu is out, Shin is out too, and NaDa and Light are your winners here in 20 minutes and 2 total seconds. So yeah, how fun is it that NaDa is back and NaDa is playing fastest map for some reason? I guess it's more fun, probably. Team games on fastest map, you doesn't have to worry about macro like as much and expanding and things. You just make production facilities and then go. And that's exactly what he did. He was going a siege tank vulture early because he didn't need anything else. Went into Goliaths once Hamburger decided that Sky Zerg was the way to go. Look at all these lurkers out of Light, too. Light was in a rough way early, but then he just started going Mass Hydra, and then teched into lurkers, and then just not much of an answer for Mass Lurker here out of Shin. Also, those drops are beautiful, slowing down both Shin and slowing down HamburgerSasu quite a bit. I wonder if the game would be different if those drops were not as successful as they were. We'll never know. We will never know, but we'll try to cast more. We'll try to cast more of this in the future if you liked it. If you did like it, hit that like button. That's how that works. Final score is, what do we got? 230,000 here for NaDa, makes sense. A 196 here out of Light and a 190 out of HamburgerSasu. Ended up killing almost 400 units, did the Terran player. Everybody else around 200. And then resources, way more gas mined, way more minerals mined, and way more total spent. And I mean, it makes sense because he never actually ended up losing many workers in that game. NaDa never got successfully dropped. He did lose his main command center and had it turned into an infested command center, which was funny, but didn't really slow him down all that much because he didn't really lose many workers, and it shows here on the resources tab. All right, cool and stuff, and that is gonna be it from me. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.